Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Horror to Me. I'm Brooke, and today we're going to be talking about a horror movie that proves you do not need ghosts, demons, or supernatural creatures to create absolute terror. Sometimes the scariest monster is a person. Today I'm going to be reviewing Stephen King's Misery, and I'm giving this movie a perfect 10 out of 10. Now, this is one of those movies where fear comes from the situation. The idea of the idea of being completely helpless, the idea of depending on someone who's supposed to save you, only to realize they may be the person you need to escape from. Misery is a psychological thriller that keeps you trapped right alongside the main character. And honestly, this is what makes it so terrifying. Before we get started, this movie will contain spoilers, so if you haven't watched Misery, go watch it first and come back. Now, let's talk about why my movie earned a 10 out of 10. But before we get started, I am going to play the trailer of Misery for you all.
You almost died. You have a compound fracture of the tibia in both legs, and the fibula in the right leg is fractured too. And as soon as the road's open, I'll take you to a hospital. In the meantime, you've got a lot of recovering to do. There is nothing to worry about. You're gonna be just fine. I'm your #1 fan. My name is Annie Wilkes.
I think one of my clients, Paul Sheldon, might be in some kind of trouble.
You mean Paul Sheldon, the writer? Everybody sure likes those misery books.
We had it at the store, Paul.
They said he checked out last Tuesday. Isn't that a little strange?
I guess it was kind of a miracle you finding me.
In a way, I was following you.
You were following me.
Oh, Paul, I've read everything of yours, the misery novels. You must be a good man. You could never have created such a wondrous, loving creature as Misery Chastain.
Very kind.
The presumption must now be that Paul Sheldon is dead.
You dirty bird. How could you? Misery Chastain cannot be dead.
Misery Spirit is still alive.
I don't want her spirit! I want her! And you murdered her!
You don't think he's dead, do you?
And don't even think about anybody coming for you, because I never called them. Nobody knows you're here. And you better hope nothing happens to me. Because if I die, you die. I know you've been out. Is this what you're looking for? Eventually, you'll come to accept the idea of being here.
Annie, whatever you're thinking about doing, please don't do it. Annie, for God's...
Shh, darling. Trust me.
God's sake.
It's for the best.
So this movie was wild. That last part y'all seen where the hobbling was, when she breaks his ankles, that's the most terrifying scene of the movie. So Misery follows Paul Sheldon, played by James Caan. Paul is a successful author known for his popular romance novels, featuring a character named Misery Chastain. After finishing his latest book, Paul decides to leave town during a snowstorm, but while driving, and through dangerous conditions, he loses control of his car and crashes. He is badly injured, but luckily someone found him, a woman named Annie Wilkes. Annie tells Paul she's his biggest fan. She tells him she's a former nurse, and she brings him back to her isolated home to take care of him while he recovers. At first, Paul believes that he's lucky. He survived a crash. Someone saved him. He has a place to heal, but slowly, Paul realizes something very wrong with Annie Wilkes. So, Annie Wilkes, in my opinion, is the greatest villain in horror books. And Kathy Bates literally carried this film, but she also gave the best performance I've ever seen her act in. She's good in everything she's in, but this is the best performance I've ever seen her act in. She played crazy like a pro, because that's exactly what Annie Wilkes was. Crazy, dangerously obsessive. She's insane. So the famous hobbling scene that you've seen at the end of the trailer, I cannot talk about Misery without mentioning one of the most disturbing scenes in movie history: the hobbling scene. Annie wants to make sure Paul can escape, so she takes extreme measures. The scene is remembered because it shows how far Annie Wilkes will go. She does not see herself as evil. She sees herself as correcting Paul. She believes she's justified, and what makes it more disturbing. And that's what makes it more disturbing. So hobbling, you take a piece of wood, you put it between the feet, and you take a sledgehammer and you break the ankles into the wood. And that's what she does to him. It's crazy. So the reason why I gave it a 10 out of 10 is because incredible acting, terrifying villain, amazing tension, strong character, psychological horror, memorable story. Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes was unforgettable. It will always be unforgettable. Forgettable. And James Caan as Paul Sheldon makes you feel his fear and desperation. I like it when he fights back, because when he fights back. So, anyway, now I want to hear from my listeners. Have you watched Misery? What did you think of Annie Wilkes? Do you think she's one of the greatest villains greatest horror villains ever? And what would you rate this great movie? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Talk Horror to Me, and turn on notifications so you never miss another horror movie review. Thank you so much for watching Talk Horror to Me, and see you next time for the next movie review.